Well, howdy diddly dandy there, chums. 'Tis I, Captain of the Steves, and today, chums, I want to speak about Marathon. Now, Marathon looks like it's going to be the game that everybody's going to be talking about over the next couple of months. I mean, I have watched videos back to back over this weekend. I've watched a lot of them. And I want to give my first impressions on what I'm seeing and why I feel this game might not be for everybody. And I think that it's got a lot of divisive segments inside of it. Things that people are going to really like or things that are going to turn people off. So the art style, firstly. The art style for me is the biggest hook and draw. I really like this art style. For some reason, the art style inside of Marathon reminds me very much of the front covers of Edge magazine. I mean, yeah, not every single copy of Edge, but a lot of them have got that sort of contrast in colour, feel and vibe, and the way that they've filtered things. I mean, it's set in a pretty dark era. I mean, when you look at the actual premise of the game, that you're some sort of consciousness being transferred into these clones for people's entertainment to go out and blast people to smithereens, it kind of feels pretty cool. But at the same time, I mean, it's got a dark premise, but the actual look is bright and vibrant. And it's that contrast, not just in the visuals, but inside of the narrative that I'm liking. That's my appeal to this game. I can't wait to hear more about the lore of the game and why things are the way they are. And some of the cinematics released so far are really cool. I also like the character design. I like the look of the guns. I like the look of the gunplay. So there's a lot that I like inside of this. There's a lot of boxes ticked as to why this has piqued my interest and why I've watched so many videos on it. But then there's a few things for me that are turn-offs. So one of those is it being a crew-based game. So you have to formulate a crew. Otherwise, if you're going in and it's just you and another, or it's just you alone, you're at a major disadvantage. As soon as you're downed and you're out and you haven't got any other teammates to revive you, that's it, game over for you in that sort of 25-minute slot of gameplay. And any loot that you've taken in is forfeit and gone. You know, so you have to make choices of what you're going to take in, what loadout you're going to take in, and weigh it up. Do you think you're going to come out with better or worse loot at the end of it? It's formulating the crew, though, that's the biggest problem for me. I mean, I'm based in the UK. I've got quite a lot of people that would like to play alongside me and formulate a crew with people. But a lot of the people that I play with are my sort of age group. Now, a lot of people my age group have got full-time jobs. They're not essentially gamers first and foremost. They've probably got children as well. So trying to find a slot in the day that fits with everybody's schedule can be very difficult. It was very difficult for me to put together my Friday weekend mission team for running No Man's Sky, and it's only an hour. I mean, when you consider that each of these plays are 25-minute runs, you could probably have 4 games in that hour or whatever, and it kind of won't, well, I should know, you won't, but you know what I mean. You could probably do 3 games or so, and you'll be, okay, it's probably time to call it a night. I've got stuff to do around the house or whatever. So it's a bit of a tricky one. Also, I've got a lot of people that would probably like to play over in different time zones, over in the US. Well, that might not really suit me, and it might not really suit them. If I'm available at 6, that's 5 hours behind. It's middle of their day. You know, they could be at work. It's a very tricky one to formulate a crew, is what I'm getting at when you're my sort of age. Also, because this is live, you know, you can't just pause the game because it's multiplayer. If Amazon rings my doorbell, you know, I can't just trundle off to go get an Amazon delivery and expect my crew to defend me while I'm doing it, you know. I would have to pick a time of the day where my missus is here or my stepson is here and they're free and able to go and answer the door, which again limits the time that I can play. So that for me is a massive turn off, the fact that there's no sort of PvE element, something that I can run solo and deliver onto my channel in an edited format. It's just not there. You know, you either play online and do the PvP or you do nothing. It doesn't feel like they're catering to a massive audience. It seems to be niche and niche and niche. It's like the art style even, the thing that I love. A lot of people can go, I can't gel with that. That's too bright. That's too a bit gary. I mean, you know, how do you camouflage yourself when you're wearing freaking a luminous yellow? You know, there's some people that are going to think this definitely isn't what I'm expecting to go into. You know, tactics are very different when you glow in the dark. You know what I mean? So there's going to be people that don't like the art style. There's going to be people that love the crew element and have already got a crew. Or people that still live at home and have got parents that can go and answer the door when Amazon ring the doorbell. This is a game that I think I'm going to watch other people play, but probably not play myself. Or if I do pick it up and play it, it's probably going to be once in a blue moon. A bit like when I play Helldivers 2. I mean, like, yes, I enjoyed Helldivers 2. And another thing that I liked about Helldivers 2 is you had a social space. You could go back to your spaceship. You could chat a little bit in between missions and have a little bit of banter. Plan your next attack. Talk about what you want to do. In this, it just seems to be that there's menu screens before you go into your next sortie. I haven't seen any social hubs or player areas where you can do that social aspect. And I don't even know what matchmaking is like either, and helping to formulate a crew, or for you to find a new crew to run with if you haven't got many online friends. I just think that there's a few things here that are going to be gates for people that they just aren't going to get through to pick this game up. However, I do think this game, to the people that it does appeal to, they're going to love it and they're going to have a fantastic time with it. And I really do hope that it does well for Bungie, and also I hope it does well for PlayStation 5, because let's face it, they haven't got a lot of games that are like this, which are loot extraction shooters like this, that have really pulled the platform up to say, yes, I want to invest in a PlayStation 5. But anyway, people, that's all my thoughts and feelings on everything that I've watched when it comes to Marathon. And if they echo yours, sound off in the comments. If you've got your own concerns, or if you feel that I haven't touched on something that is a concern. I mean, another concern that I think is going to be a big one for a lot of people is the price point. Because this is a live services game, and the way that the game is structured, a lot of people think that it should be free to play. However, a lot of other people are saying, well, if it's got a lot of lore, it's got a lot of narrative in it, if it's got a lot of cutscenes, and this studio has obviously spent millions on it, then there must be some sort of entry price. And I kind of feel that both are true. I kind of feel that perhaps there should be an entry price that gets you the game, but maybe even a couple of different booster kits or a different couple of loadouts that you can use at first. So if you do lose them, you're not going to be too upset about it. And also it puts some sort of loot out there for people to have and to grind off of each other. I kind of feel that that could be a decent thing, but I think they should have a couple of bundle points. So, you know, you can enter the game for free to play, but your loadout is going to be a basic pistol and maybe an assault rifle, you know. But if you pay £10, then maybe you might get a slightly better assault rifle and a slightly better pistol. But then people are going to say, well, that's pay to win, isn't it? Well, considering that you can loot these players that have paid a little bit of cash and grab them, you're going to get what they paid £10 for free, essentially. You're going to be like, oh, that'll teach you, you freaking whale. You know, especially if you've got a decent team with you and you can gang up and do this a couple of times and take out a few whales amongst you. Because a lot of whale players that have put money into the game think, right, well, I'm tooled up. I don't really need these guys that I'm with. I'm just going to go at it almost solo. And you're probably going to be able to pick them off, you know? So I think there could be a few tactics to be had there to help you get some of this cool loot that people have paid for that you haven't. I don't know. But even that could be a put off. If they did put in price gates, for me, I'm thinking, well, that might not be a bad thing. At least I can pick it up for free and test it for free and see if I can build my character up and how quickly I'm going to perish. Or other people might think, well, I don't want to do it. That's pay to win, and I'm not touching it. That could add another niche, which could be detrimental to the launch. Now, they are doing some sort of a free-to-play entry point, like early beta accessy type stuff, over the next few months. I mean, this game doesn't release till September. It might go through a few more iterations yet. You know what? They might hear some feedback like this, that they would like an offline solo mode for people just to run around the hive and build themselves up a little bit and get a few bits of gear before they do the PvP, to get familiar with the controls and to get familiar with the actual gaming verse. They might add in an offline solo mode to build up the narrative and to understand your character in the universe. If they do that, if that is part of the release bundle, I would probably pick it up, mainly just for that solo aspect. And then I might do a couple of live streams when I'm able and I've got a crew and we're all able to play uninterrupted for a good hour. That would play more to my sensibilities and to what my channel is about and how I like to actually deliver content. So it depends on what happens between now and September for how excited I get. When I first saw the initial launch trailers, I was very excited for this game. But now that I've seen this gameplay and I understand more about the Marathon universe, I'm less excited. I'm hoping I see something again that gives me another U-turn on how I'm feeling, to raise that excitement level, to bring in, players like myself that have all these sort of caveats inside of their life. Work-life balance isn't all play for me, sadly. I have that work element. So anyway, people inside the viewerverse, this has gone on a little bit longer than I wanted. Perhaps I've droned on a bit over the previous topics, but at the same time, I think I really need to drive home the point that this game, although it's beautiful and it looks great, it might not be for everybody, and it might not fit on everyone's plate. Until next time, goodbye, and goodbye again.
Steve.